My name is Grant Suhs. I'm 23 years old and graduating Comm Studies, Bachelor of Science in Comm Studies as part of the class of 2008. Well, it was almost surreal because it happened on April Fool's Day, like I said. And I guess I'd been having some minor symptoms in the few weeks before. I'd been slipping in and out of double vision. I'd felt more tired than usual, and I woke up that morning, April Fool's Day, feeling incredibly nauseous, but I never took the time to put it all together. They loaded me in an ambulance, brought me to the hospital, and ran a bunch of tests, but I wasn't really feeling much of that. I was just sort of watching it happen from inside myself. And of course, all those feelings kind of come crashing down later, and that definitely happened during treatment, and as it became more and more apparent that I didn't have the best chance of survival. Well, I performed my one-man show about being diagnosed with a brain tumor on April Fool's Day of my freshman year. And in its original incarnation, it was much more of a stand-up comedy sort of piece. But this past year, I've been working with Daniel Cantor in the theater department to sort of reconceptualize the show and make it much more about telling the story, as opposed to having a bunch of wacky one-liners about hot nurses, to make the humor come from what happened, and also to draw out some of the emotional resonances in the story as well. I mean, obviously having cancer is very scary, sad. You end up angry and end up questioning a lot of, I guess questioning a lot of the things that you'd accepted in the past. So it's a really complex experience, and to say, one last thing, buy my book. I'm writing a proposal with a Northwestern faculty member, which we hope to sell sometime this summer, and it'll get into a lot more details. I was out of school for almost exactly 1 year, and so I left maybe during the first week of spring quarter 2004 and returned at the beginning of spring quarter 2005. So that would have been about 3 months after my last day of treatment. Definitely a shift in perspective. When I matriculated my freshman year, I had the goal of becoming a hotshot lawyer. Working 75-hour work weeks, making a ton of money. That's really what I wanted to do. And when I came back, I guess I made the decision that I wasn't going to treat my experience at Northwestern like $160,000 job training anymore, and that I was going to, try and maintain the level of academic success that I had my first 2 quarters up here, but at the same time really delve deep into my major and also explore some random topics that interested me. So I ended up taking classes in everything from Chinese cinema to Paradise Lost and other conceptions of heaven and hell in early modern literature. I took the entire Islamic history series, and I feel like I'm a better person as a result of that. I've been working with a nonprofit organization called America's Second Harvest, and I've had the incredible privilege to write speeches for our CEO, Vicky Escara, when she goes to thank donors or speak at agency conferences or other events, as well as some of the other executives. So it's going to be a busy summer, and keeping my fingers crossed, sell this book, have it be wildly successful, and be able to do, write and do stand-up for the rest of my life. But in the meantime, it's always good to have backup plans. I'll be pursuing those too, and luckily with my Northwestern degree and all this internship experience, I've built at least what I consider to be a knockout resume.